and Craig Smoak.
If anyone thought last year's run by the University of North Texas and their men's basketball team was just one of those things, you don't know Grant McCastland and you don't know what he does as a coach, and the former Baylor assistant joins us now. A 12-game winning streak. Grant McCastland joins us, Sikkim 365 Radio. David Smoak, Paul Catalina, Craig Smoak. You guys are red hot, and I know that's an understatement. What are you doing now that perhaps is even better than what you were doing already?
Hey, fellas, good to catch up with you. I'll tell you, it's been a build, and that's what's been great about it. I mean, we're better defensively than we've been since we've been here. It's our best year, and that's kind of given us a chance in every game. And then over the course of the season, we've established, who's going to score for us, and guys have identified roles. Super unselfish group. I mean, we've had some talent. I think what made the last couple of years great was we had won the conference 2 years ago, but didn't get the tournament, just like the Bears didn't, and their success. I mean, it could be back-to-back national champions. And then we returned our best team, but we didn't get to practice much with that team. And so I think just the continuity, finally, we kind of got the whole thing going. And defensively, those where we've separated.
Yeah, January 6th was your last loss to UAB, and then you avenged that this weekend. Again, that just close games too, blowouts. You've been able to do it either way, but a team's kind of mettle determined this time of year is in close games. What's been your key in those close games to where you seem to make the plays when you need to?
Well, that's honestly the advantage of playing at a tempo and playing what some would call a slower tempo, but we call it, an efficient team. We're comfortable with getting late in the clock. We're comfortable with having a guard for 25 seconds on the defensive end. Just got a team that's gritty, and I mean, if you want to play fast, our group can handle it defensively. We're just patient offensively. So honestly, that's where our team is really grown and established winning, is being able to get in half-court games and make the right decisions and try to do it for 40 minutes, where some people, bail at some point, want to shoot it quick or, get tired defensively, where our guys can kind of stay with it.
I mentioned the run, and I know you're worried about now, but that was an amazing run. We talked about Paul Mills and Oral Roberts and the run they had as well, and you're talking about sustainability, consistency, and building it right. How much did that mean to the program?
Oh, it was huge. It was huge. And it's huge for a lot of reasons. Everybody knows the publicity reasons. We've got a great institution. I love the University of North Texas. It's a great location, a great education, and a lot of great alumni. But basketball has been good and athletics has been good, but we're trying to make it a culture of sustained success, much of what Baylor's doing, and that's the fun part, is you got the blueprint, you got the playbook, and obviously we're significantly farther behind in a lot of areas, but that it's possible, and it's meant a lot, to I think our institution and definitely to our athletic department.
Last year got knocked out Villanova, of course, eventually, who played Baylor the very next round in the at Butler. What's the name of the Butler Fieldhouse? And what was an unbelievable game in Indianapolis. Craig?
Coach, just what has the process of learning been like? I mean, each year when you go into a season, as a coach, I guess you never feel fully polished. You're always looking to learn more. But what was kind of the learning effort for you this offseason and heading into this year?
Well, the one good thing we've done in the last couple of years is we've learned, what we need to do to win our league. We won the conference championship regular season 2 years ago, had a chance to win it at home and ended up losing 2 games, but then we won the tournament and went on that run. It's just like, what do you have to do to win conference championships? But we want to play deep into March. So what gives us the best chance when we go in the NCAA tournament? You're facing some really good teams. We get the opportunity to do that. How do you get the higher seed? How do you go in those games and win them? How do you get to a Final Four? I mean, honestly, it's just how do you push that and give yourself the best chance to win at the end of the season just as much as you would in your conference. So really it's learning, the efficiency part of the game, how do we put both offense and defense where they complement each other. And that's what this team's just committed to. And that's where our program, I think, is taking a big step. I mean, our offensive numbers aren't great. Our defense is top 20 in the country. We're actually number one in points allowed in the country. And then our offense has really taken huge steps in conference play. You know, we're the best offensive rebounding team in our league, the best 3-point shooting team, the best effective field goal percentage team in our league. So one thing we don't do is make free throws. We could do that because we get to the foul line more than anybody. We could be really good, but that shows you I'm not a very good free throw coach. Don't look at my percentage when I played at Baylor either.
Hey, look, Grant, I'll give you my proposal. This is what I say.
Right.
If your field goal percentage or free throw percentage is under 75%, any individual player, they shoot Rick Barry style until it gets over.
Hey, I think that's a brilliant idea, but you're not coaching one of these teams.
I know.
So I don't know what to tell you.
That's one of those things that, you know, like somebody says, well, why can't the government do this thing? Well, there's an answer beneath it. Yeah, I know. Your team is so good defensively, though. Does that happen more because it's all about buy-in, you know, and it's your style and what you coach. Do you have to kind of do maybe finding the guys in recruiting that are going to buy into defense before they even get there to make sure that your style is going to work?
Yeah, great question. Honestly, we just try to get people that love to win because you can do it a lot of different ways. We just knew with this group, what we did is we returned 3 guys that played significant minutes on the roster last year and a 4th that was an awesome potential at the forward spot in Abu Usman. So what we did is we returned our 2 best defenders on the team, and they were our 2 hardest workers, and they were our 2 toughest guys. So honestly, we did this year a little more significant toward the defensive end. In the 2 previous years, we actually had the best offense in our league back-to-back years, and our defense was always good, but it wasn't this good. So every team kind of takes on its own identity. I'll tell you what we look for. We look for winners, guys that want to win more than they want stats. We look for guys that want to win. I know that may come across as, I don't know, simplistic, but it's honestly, if we got 2 guys that we feel like are good fits, we're taking the guy that's won more and won championships consistently and had a huge part of it from a culture standpoint. And coaches will tell you that. You can figure that out pretty quickly. We just err on the side of getting winners because winners will do whatever it takes.
Has Scott called you and asked you for a couple of bodies for his team the next couple of weeks?
Oh, you know, Scott doesn't want any of our bodies. He's got plenty over there. It's just a matter of getting them. I mean, who wouldn't want Jeremy Sochan playing the 5? I mean, he's you know, that's where Scott's amazing. I mean, he had a team 4 years or 5 years ago where he was playing all, you know, through a forward, and then his forward gets hurt, and then come to find out he's got the National Player of the Year playing the point and didn't even know he was that good. I mean, come on. He's got guys over there. They'll be fine. He knows what he's doing. Coach Drew's the absolute best. There's nobody better when it comes to tournament time at getting the team to believe. You know, obviously Coach Tang, Coach Jacobs, Coach Brooks, and Jay New over there. Those guys they're dialed in to winning. They just got to figure out the what to do in 2 weeks because that's when it matters.
I just realized one of your assistant coaches, Ross Hodge, wasn't he at Paris at one point, junior college at Paris?
Yeah, Ross Hodge is – I know everybody's talking about Mark Adams right now. Okay, so Mark coached at Howard. Ross coached against him. Ross took a team to the national championship the year after at Midland after I left, actually took over, but he was at Paris. And he's got the best win percentage in junior college of Mark Adams, of anybody. Literally, he won 90% of his games. You know him at Paris. He won 80%. Took both teams to the national tournament. Everybody wants. I honestly believe he's the best basketball coach nobody's talking about right now in the country.
Well, that's.
I mean, everybody knows how good Mark is now. I'm dead serious. Mark and Ross used to go head to head in our league, and Ross would win. You know, I mean, I'm just telling you, he's unbelievable. He does our defense, you know, and that's the reason why we're top 20. He's amazing.
If I remember when I did junior college games for Tyler for many, many years, and that's an incredible conference at Region 14, But yeah, I mean, they were like fire ants, kind of like with what you see right now with what Mark Adams has done and what he's doing now. Are you surprised at all that Mark's kind of like not even missed a beat at Texas Tech after Beard left for Austin?
No, because that defense that they were running was all Mark's, you know, and that was their identity, and that's what made them great. And, you know, I had to coach against Mark when I first got a head coaching job at 27 at Midland. My first 5 years, I think they beat us 4 times in a row. I was 27. I was just out there trying to figure it out. I think Mark was close to 50, and he'd already had the experience and was just waxing me up and down the court. We were smashing us. And then we ended up, you know, maybe winning 5 of the last 7 games we were there at Midland. But no, I've had to unfortunately coach against him, and it's about as painful as it gets because his teams are so tough. I told Coach this year, I think, Coach, I know everybody's talking about all the things and all this. I'm just telling you, one of the worst experiences of my life was coaching against the Mark Adams team. I think we had 14 points one time at the half. I mean, it's just miserable.
They don't stop. I mean, there's not. And if he has 11 guys he thinks are going to go out there and get after you like a swarm of bees, they're going to do it.
Yeah,
they just do not stop.
Yeah, he's got good ball pressure and unbelievable rotation, and he sacrifices, you know, and he makes the game so choppy by the way he subs. He's just got a formula, and he knows how to win. It's definitely geared toward the defensive side, and he gets guys to play together. He's a great coach.
Grant, you have a great run going. You have a 39, I think, in Ken Palm. You guys are on this roll in the Conference USA. How many teams in your conference do you think might get in? And how much can you try to describe how how men's basketball runs the national tournament and college football can't seem to understand really what to do right? You hear about this expansion, they can't get anything right. What does it mean to give you and your conference a chance among even like the Southland or whoever else or the other smaller conferences, and yours is not small, a chance to be able to win a championship?
Yeah, that's a great question. One, it's going to be difficult for our league to get 2 teams in at this point. You know, I do think there's a chance there. You got to win just about every game and put yourself in position at the very end. So don't know, honestly. You know, the only thing we all know is what it was in junior college. You got to win your regional tournament, your conference tournament, regional tournament to make it. So we know we got one goal. That's to be our best when we get to the conference tournament, other than winning the regular season. But to your point, that's what makes it beautiful, is everybody's got an opportunity to win it. And, you know, it's with conference representation of getting a team into a tournament, you know, anybody's got the opportunity to upset somebody or have the opportunity to play for a national championship, which, you know, I know this, you can't do that in football, and that's what it makes it difficult even for our league. I mean, it's virtually impossible even for our league almost to have a national champion in football. It's proven that over the years. So I mean, that's what I think people love about the NCAA tournament, and I'm not smart enough to figure anything else other than how do we beat Southern Miss on Thursday at this point. Mm-hmm. But it sure does make it fun to be able to coach a team and give them the ultimate end goal, other than, you know, your conference, to be able to play on the national stage. It really is awesome.
I know you got to go, and the weather up there is not good, so you need to get home or whatever else you're getting ready to go do. But the Conference USA, of course, it's in flux. There are changes constantly. How do you keep up with all that? You just worry about you and let the ADs and all that do all the other stuff?
Well, just like Mac is an unbelievable AD at Baylor, we've got Ren Baker here, and Jared Mosley's here with us also, and we just trust those guys. They're unbelievable. I mean, Ren's as good as it gets, and, you know, we're on our way to the American here. You know, at this point, looks like a couple years away when all the other transitions happen, and ultimately, you know, you that's why you come to a place like North Texas where you trust the administration and have a lot of, faith in them that they just make the best decisions. And then what they do is they give us the resources to put our team out there to give them a reason to have an opportunity to move if it's beneficial for our university. So that's what we try to do, is win as many games as we can. So that's more opportunity for them to put our university in the best position. I think that's all you can do as a coach. I mean, you try to get outside of that, and I think we're all wasting our time. So we love our guys. We try to love them well. We try to represent the university as best we can and put our team in the best chance to win games. And this team is actually, definitely committed to that. We've been able to do it so far this year.
It's been almost a Baylor Waco North with what you mentioned. Ren Baker worked for Mac Rhodes. Obviously, Mosley was here. Jared was here at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. Phil Bennett. I mean, it's unbelievable. Randy Clements now as well, among others. Jim Gush. Grant, thanks for your time. We appreciate you. Good luck going on forward, and good luck against Southern Miss.
It's a blessing. Good to catch up with you guys.
North Texas basketball coach Grant McCastland played at Baylor, won a national title at Midland. How about the notes he made about Ross Hodge, his assistant coach, who I got to know when he was at Paris, and then more notes about Texas Tech head coach and the architect there in Mark Adams. Sikkim 365 Radio, 365 Sports, ESPN.